Have you ever had someone around you who acts overly nice, but something about them just doesn't feel right? Like they smile at you, but it doesn't reach their eyes? Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, had a lot to say about this type of behavior. He believed that much of what we experience from others is not truly about us, but a reflection of what's going on inside them. He warned us that sometimes the people who seem polite, friendly, or even supportive might actually carry secret hatred toward us. But why would someone hide such feelings behind a smile? The answer lies in something Jung called the shadow. It's the hidden part of ourselves we try to deny, but often ends up controlling us from behind the scenes. Think back to a time when someone reacted strangely to your success, or downplayed your achievements, or just couldn't seem to be genuinely happy for you. That's not just bad manners. According to Jung, it could be a deeper emotional conflict. In this video, we're going to explore what Jung really meant by this hidden hate, where it comes from, how to recognize it, and most importantly, how to protect your peace from those who project their darkness onto you. By the end of this video, you'll be able to see through the mask and understand why some people treat you the way they do, even if they pretend otherwise. Carl Jung said that every person wears a mask. He called it the persona. It's the version of ourselves that we show to the world. Polite, friendly, acceptable. But that mask doesn't always reflect who we really are. We all wear this mask to fit in, to be liked, to keep the peace, to avoid judgment. But sometimes, people use the mask not just to hide insecurity, but to hide resentment, envy, or anger. You might have noticed it before. A friend who always compliments you, but their words feel hollow. A coworker who always agrees, but somehow makes you feel smaller. These people seem kind, but their kindness feels heavy, even uncomfortable. Jung believed that real feelings always find a way to surface, no matter how well they're hidden. And with these people, you'll notice the small signs: passive-aggressive comments, lack of genuine excitement for your wins, quick changes in tone when attention is on you. Why do they act this way? Because underneath the mask, they feel threatened. Your growth, your confidence, your peace reminds them of what they haven't faced or developed in themselves. Instead of confronting that, they cover it with fake support. Jung said, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. Some people can't handle the truth of who they are, so they become actors, and their performance, it's always kind, until you look closer. In the next section, we'll explore what really causes this behavior, how people project what they can't accept about themselves onto you. Stay with me. One of Carl Jung's most powerful ideas was the concept of projection. In simple terms, projection is when a person sees their own flaws, fears, or pain, not in themselves, but in you. We all have parts of ourselves that we don't want to face. Jung called this the shadow, the dark side of our personality. When someone refuses to deal with their shadow, it doesn't just disappear, it finds a way out. And often, that way is you. You might notice that someone criticizes you for being too confident when they're the ones deeply insecure, or they call you selfish when you've simply set a boundary. These aren't random attacks. They're projections of their own hidden emotions. The real danger of projection, you start to believe it. When someone repeatedly blames you for traits they can't accept in themselves, it can make you question your intentions, your truth, even your self-worth. Jung said, Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. If someone reacts strongly to you, it often reveals something unresolved in them. But here's the key. You don't have to carry that burden. It's not your job to fix them. It's your job to recognize what's happening and not let their shadow become your reflection. The more you understand projection, the more clearly you'll see who's really at peace and who's just pretending. In the next part, we'll look at the small, often unnoticed ways people reveal their hidden resentment, what Carl Jung might call the language of the unconscious. These micro-behaviors are easy to miss, but they tell the truth. People rarely say, "I secretly resent you." Instead, their body does. Their tone does. The subconscious always leaks out through micro-behaviors. These are small actions, expressions, or reactions that speak louder than words. You've probably heard this one. "Wow, you're actually doing well. I didn't expect that." It sounds positive on the surface, but there's a sting underneath. That's not praise. That's disguised judgment. When you share good news and they go silent, or quickly change the topic, or offer a flat "nice," that's not support. That's a mask slipping. If someone can't celebrate your growth, their silence says everything. They might try to one-up you. If you achieved something, they coincidentally did something better. Or they bring up your past mistakes right when you're shining. That's not coincidence. It's competition wrapped in false friendship. Look beyond words. Do they roll their eyes, cross their arms when you speak, avoid facing you directly? Micro-expressions are quick, often unconscious flashes of emotion, and they're honest because they're not rehearsed. Carl Jung believed that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. These tiny behaviors are the unconscious speaking, and if you learn to see them, you'll stop mistaking fake allies for real ones. Next, we'll explore the deeper why. Why would someone hide hatred behind friendliness? Why would your light bother them at all? The answer lies in how your presence reflects what they haven't yet faced. Here's something important to remember. Most of the time, it's not really you that they hate. It's what you represent, your confidence, your success, your peace. Your light reminds them of their own shadows. When someone hasn't dealt with their insecurity, your strength becomes a threat. If they haven't chased their dreams, your ambition feels like judgment. If they're not happy inside, your joy makes them feel exposed. Growth reminds people of what they haven't done. Healing reminds them they're still wounded. When you evolve, it forces others to face the parts of themselves they've been avoiding, and that can feel unbearable to them. Jung believed every person has a shadow, the parts of ourselves we reject. And when we don't acknowledge that shadow, we project it. If someone hates their own weakness, they might attack your confidence. If they fear being average, they'll mock your excellence. What looks like hate is often pain. What sounds like criticism is often a cry for help. But instead of asking for healing, some people choose to attack what reminds them they're unhealed. Just because someone's triggered by your presence doesn't mean you need to shrink yourself. Jung taught that we grow when we face the shadow, not when we hide from it. Protect your energy, but never apologize for your growth. So how do you respond to this hidden resentment? What do you do when someone close to you wears a mask of kindness, but quietly drains your spirit? In the next section, we'll talk about how to recognize it and how to respond with clarity and strength. The first step is awareness. Once you recognize the subtle signs, fake support, microaggressions, passive resentment, you stop personalizing it. You stop asking, "What did I do wrong?" and start thinking, "Why are they projecting this onto me?" If someone throws shade, don't throw it back. Jung believed that what we resist persists. Instead of reacting emotionally, observe. When you don't feed their negativity, it loses power. You don't have to call them out. You don't need to create drama. You just shift your energy. You stop oversharing. You limit your time. You keep the connection shallow. Boundaries don't always have to be loud. They just have to be clear. You don't owe an explanation for your growth. You don't have to justify your peace. If someone can't accept your evolution, it's not your job to shrink for their comfort. You can't control how others feel about you, but you can choose who you allow into your emotional space. Surround yourself with those who support you out loud, not just tolerate you in silence. Carl Jung said, "Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens." Stay awake. Protect your peace. Let their hidden hate reveal itself and respond with silent strength. In a world full of masks, your power lies in seeing clearly, not to judge, but to protect your spirit. When you understand projection, shadows, and hidden resentment, you stop absorbing what was never yours to carry. So the next time someone smiles too tightly or laughs too loudly at your expense, ask yourself, what are they really hiding? And walk forward with clarity. If this resonated with you, take a breath and take note.